how can a brand you've probably never heard of make a better monitor and sell it for cheaper than AOC's already incredibly cheap and great value G2 line, and an ultrawide no less? Well, this is the Iiyama GB3461WQSU. Yeah, I'm not saying that again in this video, but it is a 1440p 144Hz IPS ultrawide, and we're going to take a look at it in this video, so do stick around. But first, if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more videos like this one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, starting with the panel, like I said, it's a 1440p ultrawide, which means it runs at 3440 by 1440. It also runs at 144Hz and is an IPS panel, which makes it really pretty impressive and kind of the best all-rounder, as you get incredible viewing angles and colours, really nice and crisp images, and a pretty decent gaming experience too. Now, despite being an IPS panel, it's actually remarkably fast. I measured a black to white response time of around 6 milliseconds, which, while not as fast as, a shiny TN, is actually pretty decent. Now, its white to black response time was a bit slower, around 13 milliseconds, but that's not the worst I've ever tested. You can also enable overdrive in the menu, which is just the weirdest way that they could have shown the different levels. So the way that it works is you go from off to -2 to -1 to 0, which no, doesn't mean off. Then there's +1 and +2. What they really mean to say is off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but who needs sensible numbers anyway? Either way, when you enable the highest end overdrive mode, that actually didn't seem to change all that much in the response time. It stayed at 6 and 13, although it didn't have any overshoot either. Now, when I did enable the overdrive mode and when I saw the benefits was the UFO test. The ghosting, the trail behind the UFO, that does decrease with the overdrive set to its maximum of 2, which is actually mode 5, but anyway, it does mean that you get a slightly less ghosted experience, and with no inverse ghosting, haloing, or anything like that, there's no overshoots that I saw, so it seems to be reasonable to just leave it on its fastest setting and be happy that you're getting a slightly faster experience. Now, speaking of ghosting, there wasn't really all that much I noticed when playing games on it, and even if you do notice some ghosting, there is a backlight strobing mode that you can change with the same weird numbering system, although unfortunately I have almost instant headaches the second that I turn them on, especially to their higher settings, so I left it off for my testing. The colours are always a strong suit for IPS panels, and this one's no different. It looks vibrant to the eyes, both with darker images and with lighter ones. The brightness is certainly good enough, especially without the backlight strobing on. And testing with my Datacolor Spider X, it reported well over 100% coverage of the sRGB spectrum, about 79% of the Adobe RGB, and about 82% of the DCI-P3 spectrum. And that's pretty good, but more importantly, it's a few percent more than the AOC ultrawide, the CQ34 G2X, which I reviewed recently and costs a little bit more than this one. Now, it's not all amazing. Gaming on it felt a little sluggish, and when I tested the input lag, well, let's just say I found out why. Testing with my time sleuth over HDMI at its maximum 1080p 60fps mode, it reported 20 milliseconds, give or take a few, at the top of the display. I think that makes it the slowest display I've ever tested, and I thought, maybe it's just the HDMI, maybe it's that I'm running at a 16:9 aspect ratio resolution and at 60fps, so I tried testing the total system input lag, which is from the time that the light on the mouse goes out to the time you see the gun firing on the screen, and that wasn't any better. The average I got was about 45 milliseconds, which is at least 10, if not 15 milliseconds more than most other monitors, and some of AOC's monitors have been down at 20 milliseconds. Now, I did end up getting used to the added input lag here, but I think that really rules it out for anyone who's looking to play even remotely competitive games, fast-paced FPS games where reaction times really do matter. Although if you wanted to do flight sims or racing sims with it or anything else, I don't think it would be too bad. Now, assuming I haven't just completely turned you off of this thing, it does have some redeeming quirks and features. The first one is actually kind of the lack of anything on the back. It's a fairly basic design, which honestly for this style of display I'm really not bothered about, but what I am bothered about is the really good selection of inputs. You have 2 HDMI ports and 2 display ports, as well as a small USB 3 hub, which is more than you get on most monitors. You also have a pretty fully featured stand. You have some tilt in there, although not quite as much as I would like. You have a good amount of height adjust, and you even have swivel built into the base, as well as a bit of rotation, which actually, yeah, let's talk about the rotation. This thing can do 180 degrees from one side all the way to the other. Except because this stand seems to be the same one that they use on a standard 27-inch 16:9 display, and they've just thrown it on this 34-inch ultra-wide, you actually can't use the pivot function. I actually had to remove a little sticker on the base that said the pivot function is not operational or something like that, which means that you have all of this rotation, in fact more than you would normally get, as most monitors only let you turn in one direction. This lets you turn 90 degrees from standstill both ways, but yet you can't use it. And one other downside of having a fairly hand-me-down stand is that I don't think it's overly well equipped to handle the extra weight of a 34-inch monitor over a standard 27-inch one. I say that because if you were to introduce any level of motion into your desk, or maybe someone jogs the monitor as they go by, yeah, the thing wobbles like crazy. It wobbles like a tuning fork and carries on going for what seems like an eternity, making it feel a lot less of a premium experience. If you were to pick one of these up, I can imagine a monitor arm purchase could be in your near future. So, if you can get past the input lag and the quirky stand, then this seems like a pretty interesting option. The IPS panel itself is pretty fantastic, especially for its class, and when you consider the price they're selling this at, well, it doesn't seem too bad. Of course, the input lag will be a deterrent for some, and I think for me personally, I would spend the extra money and get that AOC one. Even though the panel is not quite as nice, that lower input lag makes it a lot more viable as a gaming monitor for someone like me who plays relatively fast-paced games sometimes. And so that's where I would head, but I'd actually really like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Is this a monitor you would pick up? Would you pick up the AOC one instead, or do you not prefer ultrawides? Anything at all, feel free to let me know in those comments down below. And as for where you can check out pricing and maybe pick one up, box.co.uk are the ones who supplied the monitor for me to test, so I'll leave a link to them in the description down below, although I'll also likely leave a global link for you to check out if you're not from the UK. There's also going to be a whole load of other links in the description you can check out. Affiliate links, there's also stuff like merch, hoodies, or t-shirts like this one, Patreon if you want to get ad-free videos and support me directly, and a load of other stuff too. As for the end cards, I'm going to leave the AOC video up there so that you can check out and do a bit of a comparison yourself. And if you want to see any more monitors reviewed, feel free to let me know in those comments down below. And also, if you got any questions, feel free to leave them down there too. Otherwise, like I said, make sure you're subscribed for more videos like this one, and we'll see you all in the next video.